Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you have enjoyed your weekend. Today we are going to study vocabulary adjectives. Alright, before we start the class, I'd like you to study one Bible verse. I call it Verse of the Week. So can you read after me? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Proverbs 1:7. Okay, the last time. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Proverbs 1:7. Okay, we are going to study adjectives. So what is an adjective? An adjective is a word to describe or modify something or somebody. For example, she is beautiful. Here, beautiful is an adjective. Again, I have a lovely dog. Here, lovely is an adjective. I hope you understand. We have all these new words which are adjectives from your textbook, page 13. And all these blue words are adjectives. They are also the new words you need to study, and later you'll have a dictation. So first, read after me. Number 1, an expensive car. An expensive car. Number 2, a terrible invention. A terrible invention. Number 3, a popular actor. A popular actor. Number 4, a boring color. A boring color. Number 5, an interesting country. An interesting country. Number 6, a difficult sport. A difficult sport. Number 7, a cheap meal. A cheap meal. Number 8, an easy problem. An easy problem. Number 9, a great invention. A great invention. Number 10, an unpopular animal. An unpopular animal. Now, I will read all these adjectives one by one. Okay, just the adjectives. So please read after me again. Number 1, expensive. Expensive. Number 2, terrible. Terrible. Number 3, popular. Popular. Number 4, boring. Boring. Number 5, interesting. Interesting. Number 6, difficult. Difficult. Number 7, cheap. Cheap. Number 8, easy. Easy. Number 9, great. Great. Number 10. Unpopular. Unpopular. Well, you must have noticed sometimes the phrase begins with a and sometimes the phrase begins with an. So what's the rule? Here are the rules. We use an before words which begin with vowels such as a, e, I, o, u. We use a before words which begin with consonants such as B, C, D, F, G, etc. Alright, let's look at some examples. Number 1, use a before words beginning with consonants such as B, C, D, F, G, etc. So the first one, a terrible invention. Terrible begins with a letter T, and T is a consonant. So you put a before terrible together as a terrible invention. Next, a popular actor. Popular begins with the letter P, and P is a consonant. So you put a before popular together as a popular actor. Next, a boring color. Boring is a word begins with B, and B is a consonant. So you use a before boring together as a boring color. Next, a difficult sport. Difficult begins with the letter D, and D is a consonant. So you put a before difficult together as a difficult sport. Next, a cheap meal. Cheap begins with the letter C, and C is a consonant. So you put a before cheap together as a cheap meal. The last one, a great invention. Great begins with the letter G, and G is a consonant. So you use a before great together as a great invention. Number 2, use an before words beginning with vowels such as a, e, I, o, u. The first one is an expensive car. Expensive begins with the letter E, and E is a vowel. And E is a vowel. So you put an before expensive together as an expensive car. You can pronounce in the linked way. An expensive car. An expensive car. Next, an interesting country. Interesting begins with the letter I, and I is a vowel. So you use an before interesting together as An interesting country. You can pronounce in the linked way. An interesting country. An interesting country. The last one, an unpopular animal. Unpopular begins with the letter U. And U is pronounced as a. Is a vowel here. U is pronounced as a vowel here, so you use an before unpopular. Together as an unpopular animal. You can pronounce in the linked way. An unpopular animal. An unpopular animal. Good. These are all the adjectives you must learn how to read and how to write for this week. So your homework number 1 is to copy each adjective 10 times, which I have circled in blue color. So again, just copy those blue-colored adjective words. Each word 10 times. Homework number 2 is to finish your workbook, page 10. Finish all the exercises at page 10 of your workbook. Well, I hope you enjoyed this class. And I also hope you study very well. And I will see you soon in Zoom class.